You're now live.
Absolutely. Hello,
Absolutely. Yeah.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in today. And for those who will be tuning in later, thank you as well, even though it will be recorded. I believe it will be recorded, right, Kevin? Right?
It
Yeah.
is automatically recorded. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. And my name is Maria Carola. I'm from StealthEX. And today we welcome Kevin from Zilliqa to talk about everything Zilliqa related.
Absolutely. So I'm Kevin Meyer, the ecosystem manager at Zilliqa. My main task is mostly to help Zilliqa to grow with many new projects, many new listing into different SEX and DEX, also centralized exchange, decentralized exchange. And I'm trying to promote as much as possible also our gaming part at Zilliqa and the future of the DeFi in Zilliqa.
That's a lot you have on your plate.
I know,
Lots of things
I
to
know, but that's
promote.
great. It's never boring, always super interesting. So,
Oh, also you're super positive. Like we chatted several times, and every time it's like a dream come true when you talk about partners. And just a little bit of an introduction. So we have collected quite some questions from Twitter. Actually, there was lots of great questions. So it was my challenge to pick the best ones, and I mean, ask them to Kevin, and he also promised that he has some questions to me, which I'm
absolutely.
looking forward as well to.
The technical
And should
question, the worst one. No, I'm
Oh
joking.
yeah, nice. Well, hopefully I can answer those. I mean, I've been in the space for long enough to kind of be able to answer some of the technical questions, probably not all of them. Let's be fair.
No
But
worries.
yeah,
I
should
will
we
be. I will
start
be the cool guy.
with yeah, you are a cool guy, so there's no problem with that. Should we start with the pre-selected Twitter questions, or would you like to
With
do some
pleasure.
like brief intro? Yeah, okay, cool. So the first question, actually, I haven't noted who was this question belonging to, but I'm sure that people will also know that this is their question. What is the most highlighted features on your platform that can make it stand out on the market? So this is a general kind of question.
That's a good question, actually. What makes us different from the rest of the other layer one? I will say it's because we recruit the expert on each level. As an example, I'm good in DeFi and I'm good also in gaming. And we recruited the best developer in gaming so far I've seen. This guy is so good that he developed in few months a game who is super cool, fun to play, and at the same time have almost no bugs, and in a super short of time. So I think for building new project, for helping new project to grow, we are really good. We have an incubator who basically help you to get better into your project, into the marketing part, the tokenomics part, the grant level also. But in the DeFi, what will change will be how easy access for Solidity developers, sorry, who basically are able to build on the EVM chain compatibility to directly build on Zilliqa also. And they will not need to learn Scylla, who is our main language of programmation. So I will say we have great product. We have even more and a lot coming. But at the same time, it's because we all know what we are doing. So that's why everything is basically moving so fast.
Also, Zilliqa has been around for a while, so this is like not
Absolutely.
new for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Also, talking about what's coming, I will shuffle the questions a little bit if you don't mind,
All
just
good.
to make it
Perfect.
more of a logical story. You were saying that there's like a lot coming for Zilliqa, and I'm sure there is. So, what is the next milestone, and what can we expect with Zilliqa in the next year, or like any time that you prefer?
Let's say in the next year, we're gonna have the EVM compatibility. We're gonna have more partnership to announce soon during the year. I cannot disclose them because I'm still on the NDA. So, but good partnership, trust me. So as soon as we are EVM compatible, we can run an hackathon to develop more our DeFi, our range of, let's say, D apps and protocol on Zilliqa, and also to say, hey guys, you're a dev, you wanna have fun, join us. You will see it's cool. On the same side, we have the gaming who gonna release soon multiple game during the year. I will not reveal all the things happening also on the gaming part, but let's say first we're gonna have Web3 War, which is how FPS. It's going to be great. We presented it to the Gamescom and people were crazy about it. They didn't know we are blockchain at all, or we are related to a crypto and blockchain, let's say, universe. And that was cool because they were like, okay, I like your game. Oh, I can really make some stuff with it after that, like using the NFT in two different platforms, doing yield farming with it. Bref, it was kind of cool to show them what is possible to do on Zilliqa. And also with our DeFi bridge increasing, we're going to have a bridge between Polygon, between Avalanche, between BSC, and maybe Solana. I can tell you it will be massive for us. And also we have amazing esport partners that I need against to thanks because they're super cool. Soon they're gonna participate in the biggest CSGO tournament, which will be in Paris. So if you are around Paris for the major tournament of CSGO, I will be there. So come visit us, absolutely.
You also go to lots of events, actually. I've
Absolutely.
noticed by Twitter that you do a lot of different conferences and all kinds of gatherings, which is very cool. I actually miss it a lot. I kind of stopped doing it at some point, and I think it's very cool to travel around and meet some people. Hopefully, we'll get back to it.
Absolutely. Let's say it was due to COVID, actually. It's blocked us a bit,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
for crypto. I mean, we all work kind of online all the time, but also we are human. We need to meet, to do networking, to understand more about new projects because crypto universe is massive. So you need to do some traveling, events, everything what you can do it because you learn a lot during this kind of event.
Absolutely, absolutely. The next question is actually about the positive attention that Zilliqa is currently going well, and it's getting lots of positive traction. And what do you do to get more exposure and adoption? And what is the Zilliqa message for your community today?
That's a good question. So myself, I recorded when I arrived at Zilliqa how to bridge from Ethereum to Zilliqa, how to create a wallet. So I will say educational content is one of the key for people to join a blockchain. Let's say any blockchain, it can be Zilliqa, it can be Ethereum, Solana, whatever. But the more you educate people to basically move their asset from a blockchain to the other, to have the control of their full asset, for me, it's a big win for the crypto community in general. And because, of course, I work for Zilliqa and I do most of the content around Zilliqa, I think educational content are the key basically to attract more people, to make them understand that they master their asset, their funds, everything. And this is the key basically for people to understand that when you lend your money into a bank, well, you don't have fully the control. While basically when you are in crypto, you can do whatever you want with it.
That is
And you
fair.
can, yeah, and you can also
There is
sell it,
lots
do
of
whatever you
services
want.
that don't allow that. No, this is where we come to StealthEX a little bit because there is the decentralized part and there is the centralized part after all. But probably we're gonna chat about it like a little bit later.
Oh, sure.
Anyway. So what is the next thing about the partnerships? I believe that partnerships is very important actually in any space, not only in crypto. And what kind of partnerships with different projects, platforms, and protocols can we expect from Zilliqa in the future? At least from what you can
Disclose.
disclose. Yeah.
That's a tricky one because I again had the call this morning that I wish I could disclose to the community. And I mean, I was part of this own community before. It starts with a 9 and it's finished with something else. If you're a geek and a nerd, you will understand soon what is it. But I mean, we have many partnerships that's literally going on. We are talking with them. They want to be implemented on our blockchain. The stuff is when to reveal it, how to reveal it. Also, shall we mention that we are a blockchain if it's related to gaming? Sometime yes, sometime not. When it's a DeFi partnership, if we announce it during an AMA, people will start to basically buy the coin, and we are literally after that a financial advice, which basically disclaimer info, nothing is a financial advice. I prefer to be honest. I don't want any issue. But majority, the partnership this year are gonna be massive. I can disclose institutional, I can disclose investor, I can disclose big social media brand, also disclose some phones apps that all the youngers are using also. So there will be a lot of things going on, but I cannot really disclose any names. Okay. I'm so sorry.
But lots of exciting things. I'm sure that lots of exciting things. Actually, how do you?
I mean,
it's a question from me. That's not a question
yeah,
from
sure.
Twitter. How do you kind of differentiate when you talk about blockchain, when you talk about cryptocurrency with different partners? Because obviously, like with StealthEX, crypto is the thing that unites us. But also with other partners that are not crypto related and not blockchain related, how do you kind of measure this readiness for
I see what you
accepting
mean.
blockchain?
Basically, you always have to ask two questions, like, what do you know about crypto? If they talk about Luna, quit it. Quit it. If they start, was a joke, of course, but basically, if they talk about crypto, I go into an event, I met a new guy, he's working, let's say, for a big soda company. I cannot disclose the name because it's really happened, but that was funny. What do you know about crypto? Nothing. What do you know about NFT? It's a scam. Wow, incredible. How do you start a conversation with this kind of people? Well, you simply explain them the same stuff as I always explain it to everyone. What's made me into crypto? And the guy usually start to understand it. Me, when I got into crypto in 2013, you don't had MetaMask, you don't had all of this, but you still wanted to use crypto because if I transfer some funds from a country like Switzerland to France, I transfer you 1,000. The bank gonna cut me 10% of the transfer. Whatever happened, that's crazy. And basically, me, I heard about crypto and I heard about Bitcoin, and I was like, how much cost a transaction from like a third person to a third person? And I paid like 30 cents back to the time. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And there we go. And since then, I'm using only crypto.
No, but it's amazing how it progressed over the years. So it was like back
Absolutely.
in 2014 or something like this, it was basically unusable. Like you could, but also it was so complex.
It was
Yes.
really hard, let's be honest. You had to write your wallet address on the paper to be sure that everything is similar. It
Correct.
was
Yeah.
messy.
Like,
Exactly. I mean, just with you, with your application, what you are providing, it's amazing, in fact, because you can transfer from a blockchain to another blockchain directly with the best centralized exchange rate, where to basically transfer, let's say, from Ethereum to either Avalanche or to Bitcoin. Basically, how does it work? I'm super curious about that because I understand the functionality, but I'm trying to understand for the rest, how does it work exactly?
so you want to know what is inside, kind of.
Yeah, because this is a
Yeah.
massive step for the community and also for our ecosystem. If you can
Yeah,
bridge from
sure.
Avalanche to Zilliqa in one shot, phew.
Yeah, absolutely. Like actually cross-chain swaps have been around for very much a while, and this is like not a surprise for anybody. Before it was made with protocols, before it was made with bridging, it's just made with kind of liquidity. This is how centralized exchanges do it, and what's behind StealthEX and what's inside StealthEX actually is the liquidity from several centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges now as well, because we use PancakeSwap and Uniswap right now too. So you
That's
can
great.
use like many tokens, because we have 600 assets on board now, and that's lots of tokens. So you can use any
Absolutely.
asset to swap it without bridging to any another asset through common liquidity. That's kind of like the algorithm. Our algorithm goes, so when you create the exchange, we just go to different centralized exchanges, say like, okay, do you have the liquidity for this swap? And what is the rate for it? If the rate is best on exchange X, then we go to it. Yeah, that's very
That's
simple.
amazing. But
So this is how it works.
no, I absolutely got it. I mean, I wanted you better to explain it to the community. So for sure, at first, when they use it, they're a bit lost. But no, for me, I absolutely get it. The second question would be, how do you make money from it? Because let's say Aave is a DAO that allow you to lend and borrow some money. They make some money by borrowing, let's say, and on some liquidation also. Curve is a swap between, let's say, all the token, and they generate some revenue from the fees. So you must somehow make a bit of money by the fees also, or
Yeah,
how does it
that's
work?
not kind of like a some secret. We make money from the fees just like any other exchange.
No, but
That's the
that's
answer.
good. That's good. It's
Yeah,
needed, I
actually,
mean.
with exchanges, it's kind of simpler because before that, I used to work for a crypto wallet for many, many
Mhm.
years. And this is the complex system to monetize. This is like
Of
when you don't
course.
have extra features in the wallet, and wallet is very expensive to maintain also. Exchange is pretty expensive as well because you have all the
True.
development power, but wallet
The
is like
nodes.
insanely expensive. Yeah. And especially multi-currency wallet. And it's so hard to monetize. Then when you go to work for an exchange for a marketing manager, it seems like a dream. You're like, oh my, like, yes, it makes money by itself. Like, of course, you have to bring traffic in, but
Of course.
anyway.
No, but I mean, it's great because the issue with many, let's say, protocols and the apps is that they are not generating any money. In fact, they are even losing them. And
Yeah,
during
they
the
close up
period like
after
this,
a
that's
time.
for me, that's the security. Knowing that you make money, that means my phone will be safe if I use it. It seems stupid, but I'm always talking, let's say, first as an investor more than, let's say, the
No, it
random
makes
guy
total
who,
sense. It makes total sense. Yeah, of course. Because also, unfortunately, we had this like very long period of crypto winter, so called,
of course,
and many projects closed out. Like it's hard to watch honestly because many projects that I used to be in good relations with,
yeah,
especially when it comes to services, like some friends of mine who work in different projects, they're like writing, okay, what do you think? Like our project is going to close like this September and like in August, and I was like, well, like, how
that's
many
crazy.
projects didn't kind of live through it? This is insane.
True. I mean, I absolutely agree with you. Some good projects unfortunately close. Also, some bad projects are closing. So, in
That's a
fact,
good thing. Yeah, like
yeah, exactly. Some time to time, there is some projects that I knew will never work. I told it to my friends, and in fact, knowing that now the project is closing, I'm kinda happy. You know, the purge is good.
no, there's this
Unfortunately,
filtering moment. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like if the project is bad, it's probably not gonna live through like harsh conditions, which is many people actually
exactly.
talk about it on Twitter now and in different like blogs that it's kind of like this every time when something bad happens to the market, it kills many good projects, that's
True.
true, who were not prepared, but also it kind of filters out all the kind of bad stuff that was here and nobody needed. So you have the kind of like more kind of I don't know, I don't know even how to call it, like emptier space to develop. It sounds harsh, but well, that
Yeah,
is
but
true.
that's not bad. I like it actually. Like you remove all the bad project to leave more space for the new project.
It's kind of like plague, but it's like in a less
I
macabre
will have not
way.
gone so far, but yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you.
I'm not saying that plague is good. No,
No,
like no,
no
this is
worries,
bad.
no,
Yeah, this is okay.
no
Should we
worries.
get back to the questions? We have like three more
Absolutely.
questions also,
Sure.
and some of them are very big. So I'm actually
Okay.
choosing which ones to go with first. There was one about alien worlds because Zilliqa announced his partnership with alien worlds,
Of
and what
course.
is the purpose and the meaning of this cooperation?
Just before you ask the question, Alien Walls are super cool guy. I really met them in Switzerland into a conference, and I have to say, really, your advocate is super funny. So I have an advocate, he's hilarious guy, and you have a great moment with him, honestly. Sorry. Now go ahead for the question. That was the little, hey, bro. No worries.
No, that's good to have this moment. Yeah, but talking about the partnership, so how did you do it? Why exactly, and what to expect from it?
Ah, that's a good question. Why? Because they are, let's say, the first Web3 game in terms of gamification that's launched on Ethereum and different other blockchain, but also they are the first in terms of user database. They have a lot of users, but like really a crazy number. And they were looking at our games and they were like, okay, that's a cool game. Actually, that's absolutely can work in Web3. And we decided to sign a partnership because also we have some esport teams that could basically start to get interested into playing the Web3 games. And in fact, the esport market is starting to be more and more interested into crypto due to the database fund, also because all the gamers are a bit close to, let's say, crypto. So everything made sense. And for them, they were like, okay, Zilliqa is a new entry door for this new space to reach even more visibility and more community. And because they're super cool guys, you literally talk and they have the same vision as you for the future. So
That's
it's
cool.
make every partnership super easy, in fact.
Do you think that actually this combination of crypto and blockchain and gaming will be something kind of like defining for adoption? Because I've heard many people
I
talk about
think
it.
yes. I will be fully honest with you. I'm a gamer since a while, and when I say while, it's like 15 years almost, and even more. The stuff is, did you ever use Steam? Steam,
Me?
the
I don't,
yeah.
no, I'm not a gamer, so I'm totally new to it. You can like you can
No
talk to me
worries, no
about anything.
worries.
I have no idea. I know that
S-
it exists though, but yeah,
Okay,
I'm a book
so
person, as you can see by my vision. Yeah.
no worries, no worries. You could have also used Steam. It's everyone use Steam in somehow. So when you are a bit linked to games, so any gamers during this video record will be like, hey, he's right. Steam, in fact, was the first centralized blockchain where you have your games, you can play it. After finishing few match of your game, you receive some airdrop for free of skins. Of course, that's super crappy. That's how they make money. I will not trash talk, but I know how it's working in the back end. And also, they allow you to open some box where you can get better skin.
Yeah.
So far, nothing linked to the blockchain. But what was interesting is they created some marketplace where you can sell after that your skin, trade it with other people. And this, the unfortunate and fortunate for us, it's Steam doesn't allow you to get this money into your credit card, let's say, as an example.
Yeah. Yeah.
While us, we are a blockchain. You can sell it for some tokens, you can swap it for some Bitcoin, you can keep it for some more zeals, you can do whatever you want with these NFTs, with this airdrop, also with this token. And all this will make sense for gamers because they will be like, okay, now I'm playing, but in fact, I can use this time I played for paying myself a beer in a bar with my friends. And that I can tell you will happen a lot. Like, hey man, you remember when I killed you in this match? Look, the beer are for me because I made the money due to this game we played together.
So this
And
is
that
kind
will
of
start.
monetizing your this experience in gaming.
It was always monetized, but not to the right person. The gamer
Yeah.
always was the product, in fact. I was a gamer and I'm still a gamer, I mean, but I was like never realizing how much the company basically is using you, while in fact they could reward you for using the game and playing it.
No, they're earning money on you. That's the first of
That's the
all.
stuff, but you get nothing. While basically with the blockchain technology, you will get most of it, and that's the good things.
So
Because
this is
after
kind of
that,
like
it's only
Web3,
protocols.
but yeah, but for gaming. That's cool. Actually, I don't know many people who are gamers, unfortunately. Somehow, yeah, I don't know
In
why.
the blockchain industry,
Uh,
it's not so spread, let's say.
no, there are people, but I have talked to several projects that are different, like Axie Infinity, for example. They
Hmm.
do what they do is a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they have this attitude to like kind of adoption through NFTs and through gaming. So like the more people actually play, the
Hmm.
more they will be okay with the existence of crypto and blockchain and like understanding that it's something real, not like some
Absolutely.
imaginary money stuff, like weird drug money, as usually like people suspect it. But is it kind of easier onboarding? Let's put it this way.
Yeah. The stuff with Axie, I absolutely like the application. I have nothing against them. I met them, but the stuff is, mm, it's a great game for, let's say, people that want to play on a fast term, let's say, and not really competitive against other people. And us, what we tried to do with Zilliqa, it was mostly to focus on, let's say, the competitivity. And
Yeah.
that's why we created an FPS. That's why we are focused into the esport team. We really try to bring the gamer experience that they already have from the Web 2 to the Web 3, and to explain them after that what is the blockchain, what do you do with your assets, how is it working. And this take a lot
No,
of
that's
time,
great.
but
That's lots of people also. It's
absolutely,
like there's so many gamers in this world
that's
that wouldn't
absolutely true.
mind probably. That's very cool. Actually, I didn't know about the gaming side of it. Let's put it this way. So it's very cool. Thank you for explaining it.
Sure.
Okay, so the next question is about Zilwall, which is a very like now art creation in crypto and in blockchain is quite a topic as well. So can you explain more
Absolutely.
what Zilwall is and what are the concepts and
Um,
functions of it?
do you have any other question? Because I will be honest with you, I need to use my joker. I unfortunately never had a long talk with Zilwall or been into this project at all. So everything what I will say, let's say, will sound a bit bad and stupid for me because I don't have anything to say. I wish I could met this guy, but I had never chatted with that team.
Okay, so we can leave this question off for later.
Sorry,
Probably
guys.
probably
I
for the
swear
chat
next time I will
later
answer you,
later.
but I cannot say some things that I don't know. I'm truly sorry.
Also, what do you think about like the passive income in crypto? Because many people ask about staking, and
Yeah,
what do you think about like making money off like Zilliqa staking or something like this?
I'm a yield farmer, so I will be honest with you. I'm yield farming since 2.5 years, and
That's a
I will
long time.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the best way. Honestly, that's the best way. Why? Because if you start to trade, to do some trading, I was a trader also. Some days you can win a lot of amount of money. You make the party of your dream. And some other day you're gonna lose a lot of money and you'll be like, oh shit, what happened? Sorry for the vulgarity, but that's the truth. While in yield farming and staking, basically you don't care about the price because what you do is to provide liquidity for either securing the network or for helping the protocols to allow all the swaps in the protocol. And from that, it's super interesting because let's be honest, providing liquidity for a protocol is like if you are an investor into this project. So you believe in the project. The project basically will give you some rewards as the fees they generated, and they will distribute it to all the liquidity providers. Stacking is like you don't have any impermanent loss. All you do is to secure the network to be sure that every transaction will pass by the nodes. Both are for me a really well way to get extra rewards every month. Personally, I provide liquidity into. I cannot reveal it because then it's financial advice. But I'm a provider liquid. I'm a liquidity provider, and also I stake a lot of coin.
And you like it, so that's the most important thing. Like no projects named, but you
No,
like
no,
it.
no, no. I was super careful. I was like, oh, you go to fire.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Like it's always a pain when you don't really you can't really say. I started off as a social media manager and tried to like never use Twitter before, honestly. Like I
Mhm.
never had my own personal Twitter. And
Okay.
I started off in an exchange and then like everything I wrote, every single post was a financial advice. And my supervisor was like, no, you can't do
We
this.
can't.
Like you
Actually,
really can't do this.
we could talk about regulation. It's a nice topic, also.
Yeah, we can, sure. So like should you start or should I start? Like how do you
As you
prefer?
want. Let's be an open debate. Everyone can
Okay,
basically.
sure. I've heard so many talks about regulation over the years. Like some years ago, when we still didn't have COVID, and when the conferences were ongoing, I went to several conferences in Malta, and I believe that the only topic that they had was regulation. So like everybody, literally everybody, was talking about regulation. Since then, things changed, to be honest. But I'm not sure
Mhm.
that in many countries changed to the best. At least
Yeah.
from what I hear with the people from the US, that they're not happy.
No, unfortunately, the US, it's not the most not the funniest country for regulation. I absolutely agree with you on all the comments you mentioned. I was also in Switzerland with a lot of regulators on different events to understand more what will happen, like with the MiCA, as an example, the law that's in Europe will be soon released. And honestly, I will say it's good and bad. It's
Yeah,
really bad for decentralization. We tried, but it's mostly like nowadays you cannot be really anonym anymore online with your phones. You
that's
cannot
true. Yeah.
really, and for me, that was what's attracted me also with Bitcoin. That no one can know who you are, your amount, but it's for my own protection. I mean by that, like you are more protected when no one's know how much you have in your bank account. While what are trying to do the regulators is to put a name on every wallet, and I'm not so much a fan of it. I mean, they can do
That's so
what they
true.
want. They have all the keys of the house, but not big fan of that.
Yeah, but many people, actually, many people who you've been using crypto for a while are unhappy with the fact that they want to kind of write your name on every single wallet, every single like account. And this is where services like StealthEX exist, because you don't have to create or register like a cabinet or something like this. But
That's
also
great.
what happened with Tornado Cash, for example, with this like crackdown on privacy-centered tech and on like pretty much everything privacy and like delisting privacy coins from centralized exchanges. This is definitely a movement towards something that is kind of controllable from the point of the government. What do you think about it?
That's a great statement, actually. I had the same talk in the French DeFi group. So there is a French Telegram channel where basically we all work in different layer one, different protocol, and we started to argue about Tornado Cash. And few of them were like, "No, it's a good thing. Tornado Cash down, guys. They did it." Few of them, and only few of them were happy. The rest and the majority are exactly like, let's say, the people who cares about privacy. And we're all like, "Oh shit, it's sorry. Oh no, it's second bad. Oh." So
No, but it is because like it's basically the like I mean being a criminal is always bad anyway.
true,
Like
but there is not only
crimes are
criminal who
bad,
used it.
but
That's the
it's not,
stuff.
yeah, like the privacy is not a criminal offense. And
Mm,
if you just want to kind of be quiet and not like put your face everywhere and not put your like ID number everywhere, then it's nothing bad about that. Like I don't want to be tagged on Instagram photos, for example,
True.
because why not?
No, no, I absolutely agree with you. Did you ever use Tornado Cash?
I used it once actually, and I had very long conversations with the guys who made it and
Mm-hmm.
with the Ethereum Foundation. I think that I can't talk about it because like so many years passed. Because because we wanted to work with them because Ethereum wanted to have this like kind of privacy feature that is implemented into the wallets, so you can
Mm-hmm.
choose whether to send it through the mixer, not necessarily Tornado Cash, but any mixer, or like have it transparent. And
Uh,
but the talks never led anywhere. Probably that's why I'm allowed to talk about that. But yeah, there was this kind of connection point. Of course, I had to test it because I don't like messing with the tech that I don't understand. This is why I
no,
don't
makes
drive a
sense.
car, probably.
That's another topic.
But yeah, that's a totally different conversation.
No, but I absolutely agree with you. And why did you use it? Because you were simply curious, or because
Yeah,
maybe?
because I just had to understand it and do it. I never had the situation where I had to use it because for any reason. Because
Mhm.
honestly, I don't use centralized exchanges except for like I don't know fiat cash outs occasionally. But yeah, so that there was never just an occasion for me to use it in the daily life, I guess.
Okay.
What about you? So did you use it?
Personally, not, but I helped many of my friends to use it. Let's say when your wallet gets tracked by some people, because for
Yeah,
X
yeah,
amount of money, you don't want them to track all you move. If you invest in a new token, you don't want
yeah,
them to know
obviously.
it, because then basically they will also come with some funds and destroy your yield farm, let's say, as an example. So what you do, you use Tornado Cash to basically swap from an address to another without anyone knowing it. And that was a really good tool for that. The issue is now, well, you cannot anymore do that. And it wasn't for
Yeah,
hiding
there
from
are
your
some
tax or anything, just to
there
hide
are
it
some
from other
forks.
people.
Yeah,
You have,
like tracking is bad. Yeah, sure.
but you
That's
have also
something
the
that
protocol is still running, so you can still use the protocol. The DApp
yeah, yeah.
is down, but the protocol is still running. But you
So
need a
yeah,
little bit of
hopefully,
knowledge for doing it.
hopefully it will not go down like in a massive scale, because I don't know. I've thought about it many, many times. What happens if like all the governments kind of unite to have this massive crackdown on privacy tech?
Mhm.
Because like privacy tech is very kind of vague term. So what is
Exactly.
considered privacy tech? Like everything except Binance, or like only something that says privacy? Like I don't know, as a
Yes, that's
privacy
true.
coin.
You got a fair point actually, because the definition, s- uh, let's say the first definition of privacy, we don't really know it, how it's applied for crypto. What does it mean literally with a privacy? Because
Well,
if you
like
have a
crypto is
KYC,
pretty private already, yeah. So
true.
it's very, very like if you don't have a very clear like lawful definition of what it is. So like we think that privacy tech is the following platforms, and then there is a list. Unless this, you can pretty much like have everyone in jail or like prosecuted or
Exactly.
closed down. I don't know, like depending on how harsh you want to be with that, or bans. Like this is super vague.
Oh,
What does
absolutely, I
Zilliqa
agree.
stands on privacy also? Like how is it kind of
Mm,
perceived? And
Joke apart, at one moment with the dev, we were talking about opening a Tornado Cash on Zilliqa. And then we were like, but we are trying to get listed on different exchange, and also we try to be more regulated, have, let's say, more institution flow into Zilliqa. So creating a Tornado Cash will definitely not help us. So we literally removed this idea. But I mean, most of how people at Zilliqa love privacy. But at the same time, for new regulations, they ask you to create some kind of southbound token, which means your ID is linked to this kind of NFTs that you own to prove to other future decentralized apps that are fully regulated, to prove that you can use it because you basically got verified or something like this. And I
oh
think the
yeah, yeah, I
future is
got it.
going on this way. In one hand, that scares me because that means basically you open a market for selling these NFTs. So you can sell your ID to someone else to use it. If you're a bit, a bit of pirate things, like, okay, great, I have a new NFT that's not me. I can do everything what I want and I cannot be
Yeah, you
tracked.
can
So
like go to like any exchange or like open accounts, yeah, whatever.
yes, you could do that with the southbound token. You could do that. That's the issue.
Also, people do it with real passports sometimes.
Yeah,
There
but
is a
it's more
market for
tricky,
that.
to, hey
Yeah.
man, can I have a selfie with you? I need no, it's not, it's super hard, honestly. But yeah, the southbound
Yeah,
token for me will be something new. We will see how it goes.
this is something that is in development right now, right? Or only in
Everywhere,
planning, kind of.
every blockchain want to do it. Every sex are doing it. Even us we are doing it also. So I think there is a big move into that. The stuff is what will happen with the privacy on a blockchain.
I think that probably is going to be some kind of a split between decentralized crypto space and central. There is already this split. Like
True.
people who use decentralized services are rarely seen on centralized exchange. Also, there is this like proof of keys movement and everything like this. So take your crypto off
True.
exchanges and stuff like that. And there is distrust to centralized exchanges, such as meaning that they're banks basically, and they
Yeah.
can block your funds, or they can use your crypto to do something else, like to have liquidity, or like, I mean, these cases are not super common, but also they do happen. So like people, exchanges closing down with all the money being gone. This is
True.
something that does
Absolutely
happen.
true. I mean, Mongox, as an example, it wasn't really a hack in the end. When you know all the stories that happened behind, they wanted to become a kind of bank of Bitcoin. What's proof us that tomorrow something like this cannot happen? Nothing.
Yeah, but also Mongox was super early. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no,
that
no,
was
they were too
it was
early. There was
earlier
many
than
bugs.
early. Like
Don't get
dinosaurs
me
were
wrong.
still
There was
alive.
many, many fishy things, but every bull run you have your kind of fishy things like this. So
Yeah, that's true. Like before we went into this massive dump, there were so many projects that are like very shady.
Yeah.
And when your friends ask like, "Oh, should I invest in this?" and you're like,
No.
"Please don't, like, please don't. Just do whatever you want, but don't invest in this." Yeah, we had lots of questions like that, mostly from the friends, honestly. Like, usually people who go to exchanges, they kind of already did their due diligence, but
A
people who are
minimum.
super new, yeah, that they are like, oh, there is this token that says that you will earn 1000% the next day. Like, sounds legit.
And finally, not so much.
Yeah, of course. Like, no, 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 no,
I
no.
mean,
People, you should do your research. Like, hopefully that everybody who's watching this will take this seriously. This is a
I, I
serious advice.
I will give them a financial advice. It's a good financial advice. It's like avoid any stable coins that can pay you 20%. That's usually weird.
Yeah,
But no,
that is fair.
joke apart, joke apart.
Also, there is a
No,
question from Abdul in the comment section that we should probably take a
sure.
close look at about the DEX platforms. And it says that most of the DEX platforms are not easy to use and require a high level of technical know-how. And how will Zilliqa DEX make DEX platforms become user-friendly and easy for the traders?
That's a super good question. I like it. At the same time, I will say we're gonna rewamp soon all our dexes to make them look much more easier. We're also gonna have new dexes with the EVM compatibility coming, and also with the Solidity integration. It will be much more easier to fork existing dex, let's say, to make them as a protocol who run by himself into our chain. But also, me personally, I have a huge experience of dexes. And I know what features basically is important into a DEX. That you have access to the marketplace, that you have a research bar, and they explain you everything. If you make something simple like this, trust me, your DEX will basically bring a lot of more users because the educational content will be immediate for them. Like, okay, I can access to this pool of liquidity. I can make a swap. I can have access to an NFT marketplace with one click. Boom! Everyone will be like, okay, that's easy to use. Thank you.
Do you think
And
that
that's it.
also kind of like the interface is important? So it needs to be like very simple for everybody to understand it.
The fun fact is yes and no. No, because look at Curve Finance. Curve Finance have really an interface. If you're a new user, Web3, you see Square everywhere, and basically you go there and you'll be like, what happened? It's like 20 years ago. But personally, I love Curve Finance, let's say UI. The second part is absolutely the UI is super important. You need to always make things easier to the consumer. Why Amazon is so easy is because in 3 clicks you have your product shipped. And it's need to be the same, let's say, when you design a website, a DEX, a app, a protocol. In 3 clicks, you need to go to your objective, let's say. So I will say
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. It's needed to be well designed.
Yeah. Thank God. This is something that I expected to hear. We just like pay lots of attention to how everything is designed, and usually have like huge arguments about some pieces of design, like tiny buttons. That it
That's the
always happens.
main
Like any,
point in design. I know how it is. If there is something that two designers are disagreeing, good luck.
yeah,
Wish
that's
you the
like
best.
this is never solved. Also, there is one more question. Actually, I love the comment section. Like, I didn't expect to love it so much, and I like the live streaming thing. Thank you for
It's
introducing
super
it to me.
easy, yeah.
It's really amazing. And the question is actually going back to our conversation about the crypto winter, and says, how do you think Zilliqa will perform in the crypto market, which has experienced prolonged bearish conditions?
That's good question. Most of the blockchain projects during the crypto winter are not feeling good. But us, we accumulate, let's say, enough treasury with our chain, with different protocol and investment we did, that we can survive easily 3 years and even more for the crypto winter. So we save super easily. The second part is we are still getting revenue from our chain with the nodes, the mining. Also, we invest in new projects, we create new projects. And another great example is our game. I keep receiving some asking about, hey guy, can we make a partnership with you about your game? We would love to be in your gaming hub. So in fact, when you have new project coming, you know that at one moment you will outperform the market by any way possible. Why? Because more new project mean more new visibility on your ecosystem that you are growing. That means basically you also choose the project. You don't want bad projects, so you choose the projects that have a great potential. And that's why I'm so happy to make this AMA with you, because your project is amazing in one hand. So I'm super happy.
Thank you.
No, but that's true.
It's always great to hear good feedback, and any feedback, to be honest, like, is great. We love receiving feedback. Actually, why do you think that instant exchanges and StealthEX in particular is important for the ecosystem?
Because you're
I
a
had to
DEX,
ask.
you don't ask me for 10,000 KYC to sign every transaction I will do, like with a double FA transaction from Google, plus a message from my phone, plus an email verification, plus I don't know what. Sometimes it feels like, okay, guys, shall I go pee in the goblet and give it to you also, that everything is fine? No, joke apart. But what I want to mean by that is simply the fact that I can, from one way, from any blockchain, send it to another blockchain super easily. And this, let's say, the cross portal or cross platform. Some of them call it the Stargate as the applications that emerge. But it's true. That's basically, I can use your application to transfer my funds from one blockchain to the other super easily, and knowing that it will be the best price.
Yeah, that's
And
what we
that's a
do.
good thing.
Thank you very much.
No,
Thank you
but
very
that's
much for
true.
explaining it. And hopefully that all the people who tune in also can go to StealthEX and check it out, because we support Zilliqa for instant non-custodial swaps, cross-chain, so you can bridge without bridging, basically
Exactly. That's the
to
most
any
amazing
chain.
part. I love it. Sorry.
And yeah, so this is what we do, and we're very, very happy to support Zilliqa. And also, I'm looking for some other topics and questions on Twitter. Oh, also, like, Abdul is just doing it with the questions and asking one more. I believe that you already did the introduction, but you can make a little bit of a kind of step back and
So
and tell about it again, and about the team. Actually, like, yeah, you can talk about the team. I believe that this is an important part.
sure. So my role at Zilliqa, I'm the ecosystem marketing manager. So basically, I'm handling all the project on Zilliqa, also on the marketing side, and let's say on more the construction side, like the tokenomics, if they need some developments, stuff like this. So I'm trying really to basically grow all the project on Zilliqa. And at the same time, my main role is also to bring new investor, new project into Zilliqa, to explain them what we are, what we are doing also. And on the same side, I'm doing most of the AMA, the marketing part also. So that's a good thing. My teammates are really cool. Actually, I have to admit, the head of investment, Bradley, I mean, Vlad, who is a great research guy, he always presents all the research he's doing with a nice memes. It's super funny. We have Valentin, who is building the games. This guy is literally the hitman of the game. If you want to have fun in your game, you let him develop it, you will have fun. And like, we have Matt also, our CTO, who is incredibly cool. Honestly, it's always a pleasure to meet him at different events, to have a chat with him. He understands what is the current situation of the market. He always take good decision in time and super fast. So presenting my team, I will say, is one of the best so far with who I had the pleasure to work on. And what is cool is everyone have different idea, and we can merge all of them to create a great project.
That is amazing. Thank you very much for this description. Actually, we want to meet you. Like, I believe that everybody wants to meet the team. Probably that will happen someday.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the
Absolutely. Soon
events,
you will be able
we're not going to
to
have
meet
like
us.
the second or like the third, the fourth, the fifth wave of COVID going on, because this seems kind of real right now, unfortunately. Yeah. And so, do we have more questions? Abdul, thank you very much for the questions. Actually, great questions. Yeah, I'm enjoying it way too much. I know, like I get overexcited
No, but
when
that's
it's a
good.
live
And I
stream.
may, you need to enjoy it, to have fun, to have love. If it's only like, hey, I have a question for you. Okay, da da da. No, it's not funny. We need to have fun, to have love.
It's not the right vibe. Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so we talked about Tornado Cash. We talked about the privacy. What we haven't talked about is the Ethereum merge that happened already. So we
Oh,
will cover all the hype topics. The next is Luna, but we briefly mentioned that already. Okay, so what do you think about the merge? What will happen after it? We've had several polls going on, like talking about
mhm.
whether it's a pump or dump situation. But besides that, there's a lot of technical kind of difference that we have right now. So what is your stand on it?
The merge is a good thing. I think most of the people still doesn't understand that their stacked Ethereum will not be available to withdraw before at least 6 to 12 months. So guys, we're gonna wait again 1 year. Amazing. But in general, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Why? Because now we literally have two chains working different who represent the top of the market. Bitcoin, proof of work, that will always stay proof of work. And it cannot change because no one wants it. And on the same time, you have a different technology with a different process of, let's say, utility. The Ethereum blockchain is now fully, let's say, centralized and decentralized by nodes. Centralized because, of course, let's say you can own many nodes, but decentralized because everyone has this possibility also. I personally will soon buy an Ethereum nodes at home for validating my own transaction. And that's a good thing because you need this both technology for in the crypto universe to prove that guys both can literally work together.
So you do believe in the Ethereum proof of staking kind of future? What about the fork? Like, will that live
Mm.
long
No, the
or not
fork is dead
really?
already. I prefer to be honest, guys. This is a good financial advice. This is damn this, damn this, damn this. Literally, get away from this. You will not lose any money, and it was free money. So anyway, it cannot be considered as a financial advice. But yeah, no, the fork for me that doesn't really matter already because right now we have only Ethereum proof of stake with all the liquidity and it's moved there, everything is there. So that's great. Let's say for me, that's now we have Ethereum and Bitcoin, two different technology, but still being together and have
Yeah, that's
different type
true.
of fun. Most of the Ethereum believers were Bitcoin maxi. That's what is funny in one hand. So they all
Do you think
both,
that?
let's, yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please continue. I interrupted
No, no, go
you.
ahead, go ahead.
No,
If I
I was
think
going to say, like, if this transition and if this change is actually gonna end the winter at some point.
no, 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 no. I absolutely don't believe that. I'm sorry to say that, but right now you cannot believe that we are going to the moon in 2 months, simply because go outside.
Everybody believes that. Like everybody
Yeah,
keeps
but I
believing.
mean, go outside, guys. Come on, the world is on fire right now. It's crazy. Everyone's telling we're not gonna have enough energy for sustaining most of the countries. Everything's super expensive. I don't think it's the good condition for another leg up. I wish. I will be the first open, and I prefer to be honest with you. I'm fully into the market, so I wish that we go up. But I prefer to be honest and realistic. I don't think, let's say, the macro environment is good right now for a next bull run. If only it could happen, please surprise me. Please, guys, surprise me.
No, like the world is not in great conditions right now. Like my colleague several days ago sent me a meme where like a woman is like having a coffee on the balcony. It's like typical morning in 2022, and there's like aliens, abductions, and there's like a nuclear explosion, and she's just like, "Oh, it's a lovely morning."
It's a nice Monday.
Yeah, yeah, like a zombie apocalypse. It all seems fine right now, honestly. Like
Oh,
I would
let's hope
not
that
be
this
surprised.
doesn't happen too, because at this point, really, we will not be surprised of anything anymore. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
absolutely agree.
not a great condition for the market to grow. That's so true. Also, like I don't know why, but people who are very excited about crypto, which is totally fine. Like no offense to people very excited about the crypto, tend to forget that it's also connected to the real world. as
Well,
much as we don't want it to, but
I think it's because you cannot touch it. You know what I mean?
it's because it's
I,
just digital and
I think, yeah. Until you let's say you hold a hardware wallet, you have some difficulties to understand that it's real money that you can still use really in real life. You can pay your graphic card, you can pay your new screen, whatever you want with crypto. But most of the people who are doing this every day forget what is real life also. It's a bit weird.
yeah,
It's a
that's
good question.
you don't leave home. That's probably that's why. Also, like I don't know, holding a ledger for me was an experience similar to walking, like having a flash drive. So you don't really
Mm,
think of it as a wallet.
true,
Like
true.
you think about it as a device that you connect to your laptop or like to your computer or whatever, and then it does something. But of course, there is funds involved, but also it's not like this leather piece that you have in your pocket that holds your like
Absolutely agree.
cards and stuff like this. Oh, what do you think about prepaid cards, like the debit cards that have crypto
That's a
balances
good
and stuff
thing.
like this?
That's a good thing. You get paid back with crypto. You spend some money in real life, and from I don't know nowhere, I feel like you get some money back directly on your credit card. So I think it's a great opportunity. What I think also is it will basically push people to use the credit card. But me personally, why did I never use any of this card? Tax regulation, guys. Let's be honest. That's always what scared me. But I think if basically it will be better regulated, it will have already caused the mass adoption. And in fact, if you go to not Sao Paulo, but El Salvador, sorry, most of
Yeah,
them already have the Bitcoin card, where they paid with the Bitcoin card like this. They don't only
but
pay
it
with
is
the
adoption. Like that is literal definition of adoption, I think.
absolutely, and that's actually where I'm bullish on it, bearish for the Europe utilization. I think, depending on which country do you live, but I think the one who have higher tax around that will basically be not incentivized enough to use it. If you pay in
Yeah,
France 30% on all your crypto transaction, in fact, even 10% cashback doesn't cover the tax fees. So
yeah,
people are not
the
using it.
losses. And also, like the regulation needs to be really prepared for like
Yeah,
the EU is great, but also they have to all agree, all the countries within the European Union have to agree what they think about crypto and then come up with some kind of common regulation on how it should be used. If it's not, then if I'm using this credit card, then I'm basically like tax evading. That's the story. Yeah.
it's not. You're absolutely right. I don't wanted to mention tax evading somehow, but let's say the stuff is instead of putting it for every transaction, just put it yearly on all the transactions you did with it. Will make more sense. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that makes well, like banks have cashbacks too. I mean,
Exactly.
this is
That's true. That's true. Most of the people forget it, but you get some cashback. Not as
I
much
use
as
it
in crypto.
always. Like also, I tend to spend a lot on different kind of stuff, and then the cashback is really good to be honest.
No, that's a good application. Honestly, that was a good idea. I don't know who started it actually. I think it was Binance, no? Or was it
Uh,
Crypto.com?
I'm not sure. Also, I have to check. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know about that. Okay, so this is so the next is Luna. I guess. No, we're not gonna talk about Luna. Hey, my colleague right now is updating an article with the fact that like Duke Kwan was like sentenced yesterday. So we're not gonna talk about it. It's just gonna get sad when we're watching this live stream.
Um, let's say
So should we wrap
Luna.
it up or like
Yeah, we
or
can
yeah?
absolutely. I mean, it's have been
No, you
1 hour.
started
It's
talking
the
about
perfect.
Luna. You have to finish the sentence now.
Guys, be careful all the time, and I will always repeat it. As soon as you have a blockchain, it can be a new protocol, a new GApps, and they pay you, let's say, 20% on a stable coin. Please It's already exists since years now. In 2013, I remember I saw Bitcoin Connect, Bitcoin Green. What was then? Mt. Gox at the first wanted to pay you 20%. I don't know why. It's always 20%. It has to be. It's the
Just always
magic
good.
number. It's the magic number. And I don't know. Now there is. I don't know if I can talk about that, but there is another Asian guys with the name of Sun who is doing the same things as Mr. Kwon. So I will be careful if I were you. Let's be honest. Be careful. Be careful.
This is a financial advice. Being careful, it is a financial
Yeah,
advice.
of course. I want people to think a bit more about where they put their money. Simply as that.
Also, this is actually, this will probably be kind of like the finalizing words, but this is a sad thing that is not fixing in the crypto space right now, because as it's digital and you cannot touch it, then you kind of feel braver while investing in some of the projects. You're like, okay, that's digital anyway, so like whatever. And
Let's do
yeah,
it.
it's not whatever. It's still money, guys. So be vigilant out there.
Did you ever seen this meme where basically there is a guy don't wanting to pay a coffee at the bar because it was like €2.70, but investing into a shitcoin where he put like 10,000 and was like, easy going. It's a rock. It's an NFT rock. It's okay.
Oh no, NFT is like, it's something different. I made an NFT collection with my dad, and yeah, he was very happy about it because he really wanted to make it. For whatever reason, I don't know why he wanted to. But yeah, that was the full experience on the NFT space. That's it. End of story.
And when I say sorry about the NFTs and shitcoin before, but simply like I think there is a good YouTuber you need to watch about the NFT collection who was really funny about basically the market of NFT back to the time when it was going super up and super down. And guys, check it up. I could give his name, but I think most of them know him already. So anyway, yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I believe that it would be a good time for you to have some closing words besides of people being careful investing into unknown or shady projects. Yeah.
I just want people really be careful on the market. It's a financial market without being so much a financial market. It's the good things also on it. But yeah, it was always a pleasure. Great AMA, I have to say. I had fun.
Me too. Yeah, it's like my colleague just messaged me in the beginning. It says, and he said that it looks like I am on the ship. I don't know why, but yeah, I hope that I did not make an impression of a person sailing. And thank you very much for everybody who tuned in. And we will share the recording also and share it everywhere where we can, so everybody can enjoy it. It was a great AMA. Actually, it's great fun having you around.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You too, actually. You really answered all the questions I had perfectly. And we had a great discussion. It's always cool when we talk.
It was not only Zilliqa related, but I believe that that's the way that a good AMA should go. So when you start with the topic and then you drift away for good.
Absolutely agree.
And so thank you very much, Kevin. Lovely having you around, and hopefully we can do it again someday, probably after the big news come out. Yeah.
Sure.
When you can reveal all the names of the partnerships.
Soon you will see them. I swear you will see them soon. We're gonna make a big post, and we can say like as soon as they are all released, I can make another AMA with you, and we're gonna talk about this time with the real name. How did it happen?
That's awesome. I love it. Cool. Yeah, great. Thank you, and thanks everybody who tuned in. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Bye, everybody.
Cheers, guys.